Hello and welcome to another episode of Absurd Arguments. I'm Matthew and I'm here with my good friend Nathan. Nathan, how's it going today?
Oh, I'm good, Matthew. How are you?
I'm all right. Now, you went and saw a couple movies this past week, but one of them was something that really stood out to you, right?
Yeah, I saw that new Top Gun movie, that sequel,
Oh,
you know?
uh,
Yeah, I highly recommend it, dude.
mm.
Um, I don't know, have you seen the first Top Gun?
I have not. Um, my growing up, my parents didn't normally watch a lot of like '80s movies, except for like Ferris Ferris Bueller. How do you say his name?
Ferris?
Yeah, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That was kind of the
Yeah.
'80s movie that my parents, or specifically my stepdad, saw a lot. Um, but Top Gun, I never saw Top Gun growing up.
Yeah, neither did I. I just, yeah, I saw it like 3 years ago or so for the first time. Local movie theater was playing the first one, and I went and saw it, and, it's just really cheesy. Um It's an extremely cheesy '80s movie, you
Mm,
know? If you like the song, "Take My Breath Away," it's got some complex lyrics, but it's like, "Take my breath away," like that.
sure.
If you like that song, it plays that song a lot in that movie. So, if you like that song, you will be disappointed because it doesn't play in the new movie, but, instead, you actually get a really good drama/action film. I highly recommend it.
And I did see some stuff where they like, are in the actual planes flying it around. I was like, oh, that's interesting. But
Yeah, that was my favorite scene when they're like, "Hey, y'all just wanna fly around for a little bit for fun?" And Tom Cruise was like, "You know it." And they just all get in the plane. They all it's weird because there's like, you know, 10 main actors, and they all just crowd into one fighter jet, like a clown car kind of. And they all just cram themselves into this fighter jet.
no,
Yeah.
really.
It's not a spoiler because it's near the beginning of the film, like before the drama happens.
Oh,
Um, they're just like, "I'm bored.
hmm.
Let's get in this fighter jet, all of us together."
I've seen enough documentaries in my life to think that you might not be telling the truth because those cockpits don't seem very big. Was it like a bigger fighter jet or did they like were they just small actors? Because I know Tom Cruise is one of the shorter actors.
Yeah, they're all Tom Cruise size. All of them. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. It's like the fun size of like the M&Ms or Snickers or any
Yeah,
sort of
I
candy
think
like
it's
that.
in his contract that no actor can be taller than him if he plays with them. And so that's why, like, if you notice, like, if you've watched Mission Impossible,
I have.
well, did you notice that sometimes the other actors would be, like, walking around on their knees? You know? How, like, little two-year-olds do that
Um,
sometimes? They're just, like, on their knees walking around. That's so they can.
I have all the top the no. What do we Mission Impossible. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I have all the Mission Impossible ones. I guess I got to rewatch them all just to make sure to see if they're walking around on their knees.
Yeah, it's in his contract. And so
Hmm.
those times where it seems like the person is taller than them, that's when they had to do, like, editing behind the scenes,
Mhm.
so Tom Cruise wouldn't, get hurt. His feelings hurt, not physically hurt.
Gotcha.
Guy's super brave,
Gotcha.
does all his own stunts. So this is our Tom Cruise fanboy podcast where we talk about all things Tom Cruise. No, it's absurd arguments. And today's absurd argument, Matthew, well, I shouldn't be rude. Did anything interesting happen to you this week, Matthew?
I'm going to be honest with you. No.
So, like I was saying, our absurd argument this week is going to be which is a better pet, cats or dogs? Matthew,
Mm.
which position do you have for our debate?
I am going to take the side of a cat. I had a cat growing up and we got him when I was like oh man, probably 7 or
Yeah.
8, and he died when I was 20, and so had him for at this point most of my life. Um, and he was the coolest cat ever. So I have taken for our first episode. We did not flip a coin. We just kind of decided which who was going to take what, and I felt more strongly to taking the cat, so I will take the
Yeah.
cat.
And I let Matthew take that, and I will go with dogs. My family, we had golden retrievers, and my parents even like would breed golden retriever puppies growing up,
Mm.
and like the AKC certified ones. Um, and I even have an aunt and uncle who, they do those official breeding of like golden doodles, those monstrosities that are half golden retriever, half poodle. And
And
so
they're called a doodle.
golden doodles.
Oh, sorry, a golden doodle.
Yeah, fam. Um, so uh, so yeah, so I think I know a little bit about dogs, and we both have our scientific research that we've done, so
Yes.
we're totally prepared. But what a treat for you, dear listener! We have a theme song to introduce our debate segments, and it is pretty action packed. So we're going to play that for you. Hopefully, it'll get Matthew and I in the mood to argue and debate, and we will see you in a couple seconds. Oh my gosh, Matthew,
Yeah.
do you feel fired up? Do you feel fired up right now?
I live a pretty sedentary lifestyle
Right?
to where I just do a lot of sitting. Um, I actually want to do something now. That when
Right? Yeah.
when we were going through and picking up trying to figure out music for this podcast, that was one of the things that we're just like, we don't know where this is going to go, but we both love it for whatever reason.
Yeah. Ah, beautiful.
Without nerding out too much, it has a style to a detective video game that both of us have played. And I
Yeah.
think
Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
it was not Phoenix, right? For me, at least, I haven't played those games.
Oh,
I was referring to the game series Danganronpa.
yeah.
But
Good old Dang Gang Rappa.
yep, Dadgum Roomba. Would you please lead us into our opening statements? So, since
Mm.
you have the dog, which is a more common held position, I would like for you to go first.
Okay, so we'll both take a couple minutes and just introduce our respective arguments, right?
Correct.
Okay, all right. Well, here's mine. Matthew, everybody, everybody wants to be popular. Deep down inside, they want to be popular. Dogs are the only being that do not have this desire because they have already attained popularity. Dogs are probably the most popular pet worldwide. Now, you may be thinking, Nathan, why is that? Why are dogs so popular? The thing is, dogs are some of the happiest creatures ever. They are fluffy, most of them, and you can pet them. And when you pet them, you get an immediate response because their tails usually start wagging. They're extremely loyal. They follow their masters around, and most of them listen to their master's commands, their owner's commands. And they're just they're just really loyal pets. They're great friends. In fact, what are dogs referred to? Man's best friend. Not even women have attained the status of man's best friend. Dogs beat them to it. That's how great dogs are. Also, and I'll get into this later, we're going to get into these details. Dogs are some of the few animals that actually have jobs. Dogs actually work 9 to 5s or even longer sometimes. They are super cool super legit, and they're amazing. And those are my opening statements.
Wow, that was
Mm-hmm.
very powerful. Um,
Thank you.
Here is my opening statement.
Okay.
What is one of the number one things people search for on the internet, specifically looking for a video to entertain themselves? That's right, it's a cat video. Cats are some of the most just, they are absolutely bonkers. What they do, the amount of joy they can give people just by sitting and watching them just act the weirdest way possible gives so much to the person, watching, to where they're flabbergasted. They don't know, did I get a animal or did I get a demonic being that looks, that's covered in fur? There's so much going on here. And the fact of the matter is, because of this chaos, someone who lives a normal life can bring this into their homes, and they can have something to look forward to. They can go, I wonder what the heck my cat is going to do next. And that is one of the most incredible things, for cats. They are really just some of the best pets, because all you have to do is set out food and water, and then they'll live their life. You'll have the company, because the cat will come up and snuggle beside you or ask for a couple pets and then go about its way, to where it's like a good roommate. You see him every once in a while, you say, "Hey, what's up, man? How are you doing?" And then you just kind of go about your day, and they do their business, you do your business, and you just say, every once in a while, it's a nice little hello in passing, to where it's not chaotic all the time. It's Most of the time it's just really chill and relaxed. And so, just for having that into bringing that into a house, I think, opens up a lot of possibilities for chaos to happen, but also to have just a relaxing time.
Hmm. Well, I'm unconvinced, so I think we should still keep talking and debating. And I think this time we're allowed to respond.
Yes, it would be very weird if either of us were swayed just by the opening statements. I don't know if that's happened anywhere in the world. Um,
Yeah, we're very powerful persuaders. All right. Well, Matthew, I had a feeling you'd say your dumb things about cats. And so I have an article here, all right? And we may just go point by point on
mm,
11 sign it's by Business Insider. So these are people who are inside the realm of business, but they literally took a break on April 11th, 2014 to talk about the 11 scientific reasons that dogs are better than cats. And the thing is, this article 6 plus 2 is 8 years old, and it still applies to today.
wow.
Okay, so we
You really went to the annals of history to try to dig this up.
yes, I did.
That's
I
incredible.
I did not look at a tome. I looked at Business Insider, the experts on pets. Um, it's kind of self evident, honestly. Uh,
Indeed.
but here we go. Okay, point number one.
Mm.
Did you know that dogs make you laugh? Yeah. Apparently, a pilot study of 95 people found that dog owners laughed significantly more frequently than cat owners. And cats might even be a drag, because the people who were questioned in this study, those without pets, reported laughing more than those who just own cats. What do you think about that?
Wh- what? Who did they
Yeah.
ask? Did they ask the most depressed people ever that just happen to own
No.
cats? Where did they get
Mm,
this information?
uh, it's science, Matthew. It's science. It's a
What does
it's
that
a
mean?
pilot.
What does that
It's a
mean?
pilot study. It's just science.
Th-
Do
w-
you really want me to? I'm not going to click on the link
I don't.
to this to the study. I'm not researching that hard.
I don't
That just but these 95 people, you know?
see, that's 95 people that have had probably the worst experience with cats and the best experience with dogs. You have to take a wider I would expect Business Insider to do a little bit better, honestly, considering they're on the forefront of inside business work.
Yeah.
And so what I would want from an article from them would to have a greater um, uh, pool of information coming in. So more than 95 people, at least do the minimum Family Feud kind of thing of 100. That at least gives us a five more people that might just go, yeah, cats aren't that bad or dogs aren't that great. But just the pool of 95 people, that's, I don't know. That seems like an issue to me.
Okay, well, we could keep going, and unless I mean, prove I don't think you've really proved me wrong, though. Like, where is your scientific study of 95 people that says that cat owners laugh more than dog owners?
See, here's the thing. You haven't proven to me why the case is that way either. You're just quoting it off from an article. Is it true that you laughed more when you were around your golden doodles?
Um, they were not mine. They were my aunt and uncle's.
Oh,
I was
I
around golden
apologize.
retrievers.
Mm. Okay, so your golden retrievers, did they make you laugh more than you laugh now?
Matthew, this isn't about me. This is about the 95 people.
Ah, I see.
Okay, look. So growing up, it was my chore to feed the dogs and water them every single day, and I freaking hated it. Okay, so
Mm,
you want to be real right now and honest?
yeah,
Okay? No, they didn't make me laugh all the time, but I was probably among those in the study who would maybe have preferred to have a cat. But that's neither here nor there. I'm being fair to dog owners
I
and
see.
those who love dogs.
Okay, well,
And if we ask them, they'd say they laugh more.
mm,
Do you want me to keep going with my article, or do you want us to go back and forth? You have a fun cat
yeah,
fact, and
I have something.
okay, what's yours?
One thing I loved about my cat was the fact that he really didn't take up a lot of space.
Okay.
What he did was picked one spot and he stayed there.
Hmm.
That was it. We didn't
Okay.
have anything grand. We didn't have like little, buildings of like scratch posts or anything like that. He was an inside outside cat, probably the best sort of cat to where if he wants to go around and explore and stretch his legs, he's more than welcome to. But if he wants to stay inside and nap, then again, he's welcome to do that. And you would walk over to him and sit down and start to pet him and he would stretch a little bit, maybe move a little closer to you, but when you left, you didn't have a giant golden retriever or, German shepherd or anything like that to take up so much space.
Okay, Matthew. Here, look. Here's the thing. I mean, great point, but honestly, you can get the same space savers with dogs. In fact, what's a common trope in Hollywood? Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton would walk around with a little dog in her purse.
Because what kind of
And
dog was it?
I don't know.
It was a
But it
chihuahua.
was small. Chihuahuas are fine, lovable breeds.
They are more demonic than most cats.
I disagree because I have to. Okay, well, fine. I just think that if you're worried about space, you can get a smaller dog. Like not everybody has to have a Rottweiler, you know, they don't have to have a golden retriever. You can get a smaller dog. That's
Mhm.
kind of less fun in my mind. There's
Okay.
literally a type of poodle called a teacup poodle. Like
Mhm.
I don't even know of a cat known as a teacup cat, you know? Are you ready? Are you ready for my next dog point?
Yes, please continue.
Okay, dogs can help you make friends. They can act as catalysts for human social interactions, and it has been suggested this may enhance feelings of well-being. According to one study this Business Insider article quotes and doesn't tell me what it is. Oh, okay. Um, if what's the dude? If you watch a TV show and there's a bachelor guy in the show,
Mm-hmm.
what does he usually try to walk around with to get ladies' attention?
Um, nice clothes.
Uh huh. But he'll also have a dog.
Oh,
You bring a dog around, and women are all like, "It's such a cute dog. Can I pet him? What's its name?" And then you can be like, "Its name is Rufus or Brutus." Hopefully something manly. If you say Fluffy, well,
if
you're out.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to cut you off right there. Rufus is not a manly name for a dog. I'm sorry.
What would be a manly? I mean, it's pretty manly.
Rex.
R- yes, I should have chosen that one in hindsight, but
What am I doing? I'm helping your
Rex,
point.
Rufus. Oh yeah, that's right. So okay, how about you? What's your next cat point?
My next cat point would probably be that cats can keep pests at bay. I know
Mm.
it's one thing that a dog will keep out, unwanted people. Um, and to your point, sometimes if someone doesn't really, is more of an introvert and they don't want to go out and start making all these friends, but they're comfortable with the friends they have, they probably don't want a dog that everybody will walk up to them and, trigger their social anxiety. And so they would rather have a cat that stays at home and they, play with it, mess around with it, but also a dog is not going to be very good at keeping out like a mouse or a squirrel that happens to get into your house, um, which speaking from experience does happen sometimes. And so what your cat's going to do is their hunter's instinct is just going to kick in, and they are going to chase down the mouse or the squirrel or whatever comes in. And so, also, farmers would have cats out in their barn to keep away mice and also snakes, to get rid, make sure that they didn't get in their, barns with the hay or animals or anything like that. And so, you can harness the primal instincts of a natural hunter when you own a cat to where you don't have to be afraid of any small creature that comes into your house.
I appreciate your point. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, classic Tom and Jerry. You know, everybody knows that. But you have a very short term memory because we literally were around a mutual friend of ours last night
Mhm.
who shared a story about his Dotson was outside, came inside with a baby chick in its mouth, a baby chicken in its mouth, dead. Okay. It had hunted this baby chicken. And our mutual friend was mortified and he got the baby chicken. He wasn't shocked per se because his neighbor was raising baby chickens and the baby chicken just came through a hole in the fence. And that's when his Dotson preyed upon it and hunted it and got rid of that pest of his neighbor's baby chickens. And so our mutual friend was like, I got to throw this baby chicken away. I still think he should have buried it. That would have been more respectful. But before he could do that, the Dotson ran over and just swallowed the baby chicken whole, just gobbled it up. Okay. And so dogs can be hunters, man. In fact, growing up, I remember the first time I ever saw this is going to be morbid, I'm sorry. The first time I ever saw a dead rabbit was when my dogs apparently had hunted it down in their pen outside and just like ripped out all of its guts, dude. Like it
Gross.
was still whole. Yeah, I
Gross.
know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But it was just like they just took out its insides, man. Like, and it was a clean kill. So I don't know. They're great hunters, you know?
My cat would literally kill bunnies and bring it to the foot of my parents' bed just so he would be praised by my parents.
Cats are psychopaths.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Anyways, do you have another point?
Yes. Okay. This is probably the biggest one.
Mm,
Okay, I'm gonna put a couple of these together because I don't think they should have separated it. Okay, so dogs are pretty much heroes. They can sniff out bombs. They can find missing people just by sniffing them out. They uh they can track down criminals.
mm,
Okay, so they can have jobs practically. And this one, I'm adding it in. They're also helping to save endangered animals because there's apparently a black lab mix named Tucker who has been trained to help scientists track down killer whales by sniffing for their poop.
mm,
That is a powerful job.
indeed.
So so dogs can actually have jobs, you
Yeah.
know, like German shepherds attacking criminals, being cops, a detective dog.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and of course, like the famous, we have the greatest protectors of all time, Paw Patrol. Those guys, those guys protect people. I don't see Daniel the tiger coming to take down crime or whatever they do in Paw Patrol. I've never seen it. Um, but yeah, these are hard workers. They're heroes, Matthew.
Nathan, we're talking about pets, not members of the workforce.
Oh, so you're just gonna say, oh, your point is out on a technicality?
No, I'm just saying we're talking about how we're trying to figure out what makes a better pet, a cat or a dog. And if I come back home from a 9 to 5 and my dog comes back home from his 9 to 5 and we both look at each other and go, I'm just not feeling it today, then I don't understand how either of us are going to be, how the dog's going to make me more excited to be home, to where when I come home from my 9 to 5, I go, and I would go in and my cat would, for whatever reason, when I would come home from college, my cat would always find me out of the rest of my family and, hang around me and sit by me. Partially is because he knew I would feed him, but other reasons is because he loved me. And that's the kind of thing I want. If I would come home from work, I don't want a dog that is also, putting his keys on the little key ring and hanging up his hat, and he just kind of lays down and go, man, it was a rough day at work. With the cat's just going to be there waiting for you to come back.
But see, dogs have the great, I mean, it's their disadvantage, our advantage. They have the great ability to be mute. So they can't talk. So while you're petting the dog, you can talk about your awful day at work to them, and they literally cannot say anything like, "Man, yeah, that sounds awful, but I literally had to, you know, sniff out 20 bombs at the airport today," or something, you know? Like you just pet them and they're like, "Okay, my day wasn't that bad." While you can just offload all your problems onto them.
Are you suggesting that a dog can't talk, but a cat can?
Hmm. Uh, yeah, you've seen those cat videos where it's like, "Hello," you know, where the cat's like meowing, but it sounds like hello.
Dude, few and far between. I mean, gorillas can do sign language.
Mm,
There are ways that animals can communicate with people.
yeah.
Um, I've even heard and read that, the more you get to know your cat, the more it meows. You can understand what it wants, and different things like that. But I don't know. If I come home really tired, I want a pet that'll come up to me and just be as chill as I need it to where he's just like, "Hey man, how are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm all right." And just we kind of have this mutual understanding of we're just going to chill for a second. To where if I come home and the first thing my dog's going to be, "Yes, Matthew's home." Like I don't know. I don't know about that. That doesn't really appeal to me.
Look, I've also seen a video where this lady had all these buttons with English words on them, and the dog could hit them, and he understood which words he was saying.
Cat did
So
it
he'd be
too.
like, Lady, take me to a park. But see, here's the thing, if a cat does it, it's literally just going to press all of the buttons that are cuss words. And then when you get up and turn around and you say, I'm leaving the room, the cat will press the button that says, wait. You turn around, you look at the cat, he looks at you, and then he's going to press the button that says stupid idiot. And that's how cats are. They're a bunch of jerks.
If you have a button that says stupid idiot when you press it, whatever pet you have deserves to press that button every single time because you, a stupid idiot, went out and bought a button that said stupid idiot thinking my pet will never push that one. And the moment they realize it irks you, they're going to slam it every chance they get. So I think they would be speaking the truth if you went out and bought a button that said stupid idiot.
Yeah. Um, my last thing I'd like to bring up about dogs, okay? And this is my trump card, honestly. Uh, dogs have way more movies and TV shows about them. So I literally just Googled uh, famous dog movies,
Mm-hmm.
and a million have popped up.
Mm-hmm.
We have classic cartoons like Balto about that cool Alaskan sled dog. We have All Dogs Go to Heaven. There is no film that says cats go to heaven. They go to the bad place. There's Oliver and Company. There's Beethoven. There's, oh my gosh, the greatest sports movie of all time. Hello, Airbud. Okay. Um. Oh my gosh, there's the tearjerker, The Fox and the Hound. Nobody's crying in a cat movie, but people are gonna cry in The Fox and the Hound, Marley and Me,
Hey,
Old
hold on, hold
Yeller.
on, hold on. Wait a second. You were talking, and I was very confused for a second. Oliver and Company's about a cat. Oliver is a cat. The titular character of Oliver and Company is a cat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the poster and I just noticed the dog first.
Yes, but the entire movie's about a cat,
Uh,
and the dogs are just hanging around the cat, and the
th-
cat's kind of the one who's leading it. So your point is invalid.
no, no, no. That's really sad that the only cat like that's how insignificant the cat was in that movie. It got into the adventure movies about dogs section on Google. Oh, dude, Lady and the Tramp. That's a classic. Where the Red Fern Grows. Oh, the most famous cartoon of all time, Scooby Doo.
That
Yeah.
we don't. That's not even what we're arguing about,
Oh,
and I
Hachi,
already want to. I have like a couple
bro.
things that are more influential than Scooby Doo, but we don't have time for that.
Last thing, Call of the Wild and White Fang, two classic books written by Jack London,
Mm-hmm.
America's best author, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Those are about dogs. One's about a dog wanting to become a wild thing. The other is the other way around, a wild dog becoming tame,
I
which
have
is
a
kind of more
question,
boring.
Nathan.
Yes.
What does this have to do about a dog being a good pet?
Oh, well, I want a pet that has a lot of good media presence behind it.
That's a ridiculous reason to get a pet.
Maybe you're right. All right.
Gosh, maybe you do need a pet that has a stupid idiot button.
Yeah. Uh that's all the time we have for today. Let's cue our music. All right, everybody. Well, we're on our way out. We hope you have a lovely week. Perhaps there are certain points that we, and by we I mean mostly Matthew, that Matthew forgot to mention about cats, or I doubt there's anything I missed to say about dogs. But if you have a point that you'd like to raise, or tell one of us we're wrong, you can email us now. We have an email address called absurdargumentsforyou@gmail.com. And that's the number 4 and the letter U. Absurd arguments, number 4, letter U at
Yes.
gmail.com.
Yeah.
And so please email us.
It'd be fun to hear from y'all to see your thoughts about it, but also on wherever you're listening to this podcast, if it has the ability to leave a comment or a rating or anything like that, please do, because it would be valuable for our feedback to figure out, as we have never done anything like this before, and so any sort of criticism will be looked at very lightly in a way that I might just kind of breeze over it. But if you have a way you think we can improve, then I would love to hear it.
Yeah, and I would love to ignore it if it's negative. So please email us. And perhaps if you have any suggestions for an argument you'd love to hear me and Matthew debate, we're open to suggestions as well. And perhaps we will feature some of your emails on a future episode. Who knows? But I hope y'all have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.